them to look down and make fun of me or somehow take advantage of that and mock me. I won't give room for that. So it's better to be happy, no matter the situation, no matter how bad it is. Even though I don't have good reports coming to my health state, still I had to make myself happy. Here I'm making a video. I'm chatting with you. If you happen to listen, I'll be talking to you, and probably not talk back, but I know that it is real. This video is going somewhere. Somebody by chance will listen to it. And so somehow I'm communicating. I'm doing something nice, something good. I'm sharing, And if, in the sense that, if the living God have heard me all this time, and I've known in all these experiences that has got to do with God, then at least I see the presence of a living movement. But it is not solid. It had to be solid. It had to speak back. I communicate with people, friends, anybody. If I need help and I had to go to somebody, you have to do it through communication. You have to receive what help or whatever help you need to really get that. To really be satisfied with what you want. It's not a matter of just speaking to God or believing in God and not hearing anything back or having no results. There's no point. That is my stance in these issues. So no matter how much I've believed or I know there is a God, He is not speaking back. The incident I went through, it's not just that. That cannot solve all the problems. The problem can be solved if only He is always ready and give response and answer to His His remarkable personality that He is, and the knowledge I know of Him, or what I know Him to be. It is always good that He will respond back, that He will respond to my needs, and really prove to be there, and somehow I have really done something positive. And if that is not done, then yeah, that's the problem. And since that is not something I can really, if I happen to fall off, die, then I can really think of, I have to point it somewhere else, somewhere that I feel that is coming from. But anything can happen to anybody. It could be natural death, it could be anything. I'm not ruling that out. But I have thoroughly the experience that I've been through, and those experiences, I have to link it to something which I think happened to me. And I have not heard my own faith or the God I believed in, being the previous Jehovah or the current knowledge of God I have, to sort of back or sort of solidly demonstrate His ability of not being a pagan, not being a statue, not being like the pagan gods, or not being any other gods that I am talking about, the God of Jehovah, or maybe the God of Allah, or the Allah God, or the Jehovah God, or the Buddha God. It has to be something to really show that it is real. It is much more real. It is not. It is real like I'm real. It is real like that you are real. It is real like that person is real. And if it's not showing that reality, that real thing, the real personality of who He is, and guaranteeing that He is who we claim and who He will claim to be, then I have to be very realistic about things like I am being now. Put a video out, point finger where I had to point finger. Suspicions must go as it's meant to go, because I can't think of anything, imagining it's God and just going about it. No. It is always linked. Things happen not just for any. Things happen for a reason. Things that happen has got some sort of connection to something. If you lose sight of it, fine. But if you don't, you can always trace it to look where it comes from. And it is obvious and definite that these are the ends where it's coming from. Victoria Palace Street, Church, Calvary Chapel, Westminster, Calvary Westminster Chapel. this is a church or a place that the group, I'm very suspicious of them. It doesn't matter what they do, where they try to smile or why they embrace people or whatever they are. Very suspicious of the movement. Something isn't right. They are connected to a gentleman called Brian Bredesen, who normally preaches. He's also one of their leading and pastors. He says he's divinely inspired and using the premier radio to reach out. He does back to basic, what do you call it, sort of a program. Back to basics, teaching the Bible, back to basics program. And he is also part of this Calvary Chapel. But I think the founder was Chuck something. Chuck. His name is Chuck something. You know, they sort of he inspired. He started it. He sort of felt some spiritual movement and started all these things. And gradually, he's got all of these followers. I'm suspicious of them. Whatever God is within them, whatever spirit is within them, may be real or not. But it's not quite enough. You know, my idea of good God, my idea of omnipotent God, my idea of omniscient God, my idea of God, Jehovah Jireh, my idea of all these God's nice names that even Allah or whatever Buddha or whichever nice name is given to them in the Quran. You know, in the Quran it's stated that God has been given all the beautiful names. God giving all the beautiful names. If I could point it out to you, why? And that's the thing about it. God has been giving. God have the beautiful names has been given to God. All the beautiful names is given to who? God. Why God have beautiful names, I don't know. But at least we know that He deserves beautiful names. So if those beautiful names are not beautiful, one has to really talk about it or comment about it. Because, I mean, what is the point saying somebody is beautiful if he's not beautiful? What's the point saying somebody is good if he's not good? You know, so it is very, very important to sort of see that God is really beautiful, and know that God is good. Know that your God is kind. You know that your God is sound. Your God is, you know, all the nice and good things shouldn't be said just for the fun of it. They mean something, and they are practically relatable and should be accepted as such. So if the Quran can sort of see God in that manner, and the Bible also talk of God in beautiful names and decent names, and see God as the same, then I guess we are on the track of giving God the respect that He deserves. And that alone, I sort of take those grounds to sort of show what I think that my grounds of seeking or making quest in whichever way of answers that are good and that can breathe good things in my life. It's not a bad approach. It's not a bad approach to think God as beautiful and expect some proof or expect a proof or a backup to that statement. I was hoping I could find this statement in the what do you call it? The Quran, which says God has beautiful names, or God has been given all the beautiful names. Why is seen that God is giving beautiful names? I just wanted to show it to you and let you understand that. You see, the Quran has got so many things that is linked to the Bible, especially there's one thing, the readings of Isaiah, which said Jesus has been claimed that Jesus spoke, or Yahushua spoke, saying, that God has anointed